Player of the Year last year. I mean, should we be surprised? You know, I was sort of praying that he was going to have a fantastic game. I was looking at him, and I think Jerome mentioned the other week, we was like, you know, hoping that every pass was going to go to a player, hoping that he wasn't going to make any mistakes. But I was watching him quite vigorously to see, you know, his movement, what he could do on the ball, how comfortable he looked on the ball, what he was like coming out of defence, what was his strength like. That was something that sort of came across to me as well. One of the main things that also came across is his power and his strength. That was, you know, evident to see. I just thought he passed it with flying colours, and as I just said earlier, I think he's going to push. I really think he's going to push now for, you know, to take one of those spots, because he can play on the left, he can play on the right. And he is a unit. You know, I didn't realise he was so big. I thought he was a little bit thin, a little bit small. But when I see him right on the flesh, he's massive, and that he's made for the Premiership. And I think he's going to take this Premiership by storm. And I'm really, really excited. I've sort of become like he's already become. You know, I don't have favourite Arsenal players, but this guy, after just seeing him in one match, after all that he's been through, and after all what we've heard from Arsenal fans over the, you know, last 2 seasons, what they've been saying about Arteta and Saliba, I'm sort of taking this guy on as sort of one of me favourites, if you like, because I just want this kid to do so well, and I think he will. I think he's going to come to the Premiership. I think he's going to take it by storm, and I think he's going to smash it.
All right. Jerome, impressed by what you saw of Saliba? I know it's only one half, and it's just a friendly, but you can gauge the type of player, and from not very much. What was your thoughts on him?
Yeah. He didn't have too much to do, but he didn't really sort of not put a foot wrong, but he was comfortable. He was very comfortable. It is hard, like I said, it's really hard to judge, but he was up against obviously a player in Calvert-Lewin that is really well thought of, and he seemed to handle him very well. There was one ball that got played over in the first half where I think Cedric cleared it for a corner. Well, I don't know if he was out of position, but it was a ball that went up over his head. But you just want to see more of him. I think that's the sort of feeling that I got sort of after the game, is you just want to see him tested more. But I think what he's done, or what he's doing, is he's gonna provide a lot of competition for especially White. But with Tomiyasu injured, I think, or with his injury record, I think we might see, you know, White, Saliba, Gabriel, and then a left back. I think we might see that a lot rather than Cedric at right back, and that would be a mean old defence if you have White right back, Saliba, Gabriel centre backs, and then either Tierney or possibly a new signing at left back. So we'll see.
I'd like to see that, just out of, you know, just to see how they 3 of them will play together. I don't think he'll do that. I don't think he's doing it. I think he's pretty set on, you know, having the right back, having the left back, and having the two centre halves, you know, because of having the left back and the right back bombing on. I think that suits Arsenal's game. I think if we ended up playing with 3 centre backs, as much as I would love to see it, I'm not too sure if I can't see him doing that. I don't know why. You know, maybe you Kieran, a few. I'm not sure, but I certainly agree with Jerome, and I'd like to see it. I thought Cedric did all right again. I thought he did all right. I think he's a great understudy for Tomiyasu, and I don't think there's a problem when he plays. I'm getting more and more impressed, and you know, each week I see him play. I haven't got a problem in playing there, but certainly if Saliba gets good enough and Gabriel and White match him, like Jerome said, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I can definitely see White playing at right back sometimes. I don't think it'll be much, but I could definitely see it. It's a position he's played there. I mean, he played there for England quite recently. He played there for Brighton quite a few times last year. But I can more so see us deploying 3 at the back with Gabriel White and Gabriel White and Saliba, or even a Kieran Tierney. Depending on injuries, because Kieran Tierney can also play in that left centre back role, as Tomiyasu can also play in that right centre back role. And with the likes of Zinchenko there now, there's always that other option for that left back role as well. It's for me, it's the option thing. It's having options at a higher level. Bringing in Zinchenko, we'll get onto that in a bit. Is for me, it's massive. It's massive. It's not as big as the Gabriel one, but it's not, for me, it's not far off. It's a statement signing, and I'll explain why in a bit. But going back to William Saliba, I think he's got everything, the attributes to be a top class defender. He's got pace, strength, height. It's just about over a long period of time whether he's got that composure, because we can all have good games. We can all see a player play 1-2 good games. It's when it's the consistency that makes them the top class players. And I'd like to see that with William Saliba. I think he's going to get that opportunity now. And one thing I wanted to point out was he did an interview the other day, and in that interview, it shows his mindset of where he was while he was at Marseille, because there was a lot of talk with people would put words in his mouth and say things like he's not happy. He's clearly showing that he doesn't want to be at Arsenal. He's saying he wants to stay at Marseille. But from that interview, there was never anything in his mind that he was ever going to stay at Marseille. Like the fact that he turns around and said he watched every Arsenal game last season because there were players there that were not there when he was there, and he wanted to see how they played, so that when he gets there, it'll be easier to play with them. That's not the mindset of a player who's thinking, I'm staying at this club. It's the mindset of a player who's thinking, I'm going back to that club to win my place, to show what I'm about. And that mentality as well is another reason why I think that William Saliba can be one of the best defenders in the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He's got, like I said, he's got attribute-wise, he's got pace, strength, height. And then what we want to see now is how well he adapts in the Premier League to that pace and the consistency. But yeah, the raw attributes is in his profile and his mentality lead me to think that this kid's going to be a superstar. That's the kind of mentality you need to have. Strong-minded. He's been sent out on loan. He's had a tragedy in his family. He's been sent out on loan 3 times. He's still every time wanted to come back and show his worth. And now he's got that opportunity. And in his first game, he will come out in the game and think, okay, that's a good starter. Let's push on now. That's a good way to set off my time at Arsenal. Good solid first half. Let's carry on now. And Ben White being out is an opportunity for him to hold his spot, because we saw Nuno Tavares last season when Kieran Tierney was out. Kieran Tierney was back for a good 2-3 weeks and still didn't get his spot back until Nuno Tavares played a couple of iffy games, and then Kieran Tierney got his place back. And that's the level of competition that Arsenal needs to have. And Arsenal are bringing in as well. So yeah, seriously think that this kid could be a serious talent. But what were your thoughts? Obviously, last season there was a lot of talk about William Saliba, frustrated, people putting words in his mouth. But when you hear quotes like that, does that not make you think that he was a strong mindset and that potentially he was not even contemplating leaving? Steve?
No, absolutely not. I mean, and that came across in his interview, didn't it? You know, when he did his interview, which I thought was a great interview, by the way. I thought he came across really well, and when I watched it, it was, again, it sort of you know, made me want this kid to do so well because he comes across so likable. And I'll tell you what, is that the hardest French accent you've ever heard in your life?
I feel like when he spoke here, I was like, Jesus, the ground shook. He's like Barry White. I did not think that deep a voice. It was like, I was like, wow.
It was, wasn't it?
I was like, something on his mic or something.
Yeah. And it was like, yeah, I thought he was going to be like one of those French, one of those French accents that are like soft and well spoken, aren't they?
Yeah.
But no, it was like, you know, you weren't going to mess with him. Do you know what I mean? And then like, you know, he probably had a few words to say to Calvert-Lewin. You know, and that's why he was so quiet. But yeah, mate, we got to go back to Mikel Arteta here first, you know, because he's the one that sent him out on loan. That was the start of you know, William Saliba becoming the player he was, because he wouldn't have become the player he was, you know, if he stayed at Arsenal. And, you know, William Saliba's got a lot to thank Mikel Arteta for that. Whether he thought it was the right thing to do at the time, it was the right thing to do at the time. He's gone now. He's again, I think we said it the other week, he's you know, he was excellent in France. You know, he every single game was a good game that he played there. He went on to win Young Player of the Year. He got his place in the French squad, and this is what we're talking about. And I don't think there's any chance, no doubt whatsoever, that when he comes into the Premier League, that we're going to just see nothing but quality. And I know people are saying like, oh yeah, but he's got to do it in the Premiership. The geezer's a French international now. He won the Young Player of the Year. You know, it's not just this centre half that we've decided to send on loan to another country and then come back. This is a guy who we've sent to another country, came back, and while he's on loan, it's not been like a Reece Nelson or a Maitland-Niles where they've done absolutely nothing. This kid's gone on loan. He's come back, and he's come back with a French cap and a Player of the Year in France. I mean, I don't. That's the excitement for Arsenal fans. That's what they've got to remember. And to answer the question, will he be able to? I've got no doubt. The most difficult thing for Mikel Arteta now is to somehow work out how he's going to play. Whether he's going to play the free, right back, and you know, I hope if we are thinking of playing that. I mean, is White not fit at the moment? Is he injured? Yeah. You know, I'd like to see him maybe play something similar in one of the friendlies that we got coming up, because if he doesn't, I can't see him playing it. I can't, you know, I think he would be trying it in the friendlies. He's not going to start trying it in when the league starts. So, but we'll see. But without any shadow, mate.
Playing the.
Yeah, I would have thought you would see it now. Do you know what I mean? I would have thought you'd be seeing it in the.
See what? Sorry, I'm asking what.
Oh, sorry, the back three, like a back three.
They did that in the second half, though, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's why it went. So that's why it went. Yeah, that's what it went all a little bit.
I didn't know.
In the second half. It went.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, they played Pepe as a two up top.
Oh right, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a bit carnage at the start. Bellerin and Ketia, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, El Neni and Holding all came on in the second half.
Yeah.
Passing was a bit off. I called it hamstring testers because it was every ball was like at least a foot in front. It was stretching, and then Pepe went up top, which it looked like it was going to do something at the start.
Yeah. Oh right, so he must be
his away like a wet fart.
Yeah,
and then they made more changes. Xhaka came off. He started to look tired in the second half, so he needed to come off. And
that's probably why that I would, because I was really tired, and that's probably why.
Yeah, because by then it wasn't even. It didn't even kick off at 1 o'clock. It kicked off like 1:30. Well delayed. second half at half, like 2 o'clock. Yeah.
So I'm just assuming the first half was the same as the second half. So
No, right.
Try to wing that one, people, but obviously I got found out.
Right. I'm here to save the day. But one thing I did want to point out as well in that second half, it's been vitally important this season. Is Granit Xhaka. He's experienced. He's one of them players that I don't think we can't let go now unless we're going to bring in another experienced player. We can't have a player in there that, for me, that's a young player. It needs to be someone who's been through some rough times, and he's that. And I think that it epitomises the importance of what he's going to bring potentially next season in Europa League. By when he got tired, he did the typical Xhaka thing, drew in the challenge, fell to the floor. Which is, if his name was Sergio Busquets, we'd be raving about that and talking about it like it's a great
clever.
European trait. But it's Granit Xhaka, so he's slow. He's been pushed off the ball and he's lost it. He hasn't. He actually does it all the time. He draws in the foul. It can be frustrating because you want him to release that ball quicker. But if there's no one around him, he's won a foul and we kept possession. So that will be vitally important next season, I think. His partnership with Thomas Partey in that central midfield, we've got to make sure that those two are fit. And even if they're not playing together or playing all the time, it's the options. And having people around the squad that have been through it is definitely what Arsenal need. So another big reason I'm excited next season, because it's another season where this team's been playing together and there's that cohesion. Let's quickly look to see what they're saying there. It said, Jonathan says, Saliba with the Darth Vader voice. Mate, it was. It was. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. He's the first we've had it's back since Willie Young back in the 70s. Who the hell's Willie Young? Johnny. What the hell is Willie Young?
Kieran, what? Do you know who Willie Young was, mate?
No, I don't know. Jerome, do you know who Willie Young was?
I've heard of him, but it's before my time, to be honest.
Because your dad's told me about
Willie Young was a centre half who used to play. Who we signed from Spurs in the 70s. I think John was the 70s. We signed him from Spurs, and he was like a cult hero because he was the first one we signed. He was before Sol Campbell. He was the one that we signed. He was he was a funny looking bloke. He was like, because he had big ginger perm, and he was our centre back, and he did all right. He did all right for a while. We weren't great. He would never go down as an Arsenal legend, but yeah, Willie Young signing from Spurs in the 70s. Yeah.
All right. Let's hope that this big Willie is I don't believe I'm saying it on the football pod is the real big Willie that we need.
I hope he's better than him. Don't worry, he's definitely better than the old Willie.
Oh my God.
You can't be calling him Willie. Johnny,
Willie is better than one.
Willie and Johnny, get out of here, mate. You're barred. All right? It's the PG.
What's the time?
All right. All right. It's that time. Zinchenko. Arsenal have made a big signing for me. Zinchenko. The reason why it's a statement signing. People will probably be saying, Kieran, what the hell is in the water that you're drinking? Is it too hot? Have you gone delirious? But no, for me, Zinchenko's a big signing for Arsenal. It's not necessarily the fact that he's a Ukrainian international, not the fact that he's won Premier League titles. It's kind of all of that, and the fact that we've already got Kieran Tierney as our left back, and we're bringing in Zinchenko to challenge Kieran Tierney. Obviously, Zinchenko's got an option for that midfield role again, which is still a very good level of player to bring in that midfield role. But if you're talking about challenging a player in our team, Kieran Tierney is highly regarded as an Arsenal player, and to bring in someone of Zinchenko's level to bring in competition in that one of those positions is for me is a big move for Arsenal, especially considering we want to be pushing for that top four. We want to be winning the Europa League. We want to win the FA Cup. We want to win the League Cup.
You are there, Q.
You get emotional. That fizzy drink. I don't drink fizzy drinks, mate. But it was the only cold thing in the shop. But yeah, for me, Zinchenko is a big signing for Arsenal. I don't care what anyone's got to say. It's also a statement. Joshua, we'll get on to the transfer news in a bit. Don't worry about that. It's coming up soon. But yeah, Steve, excited, happy about the signing of Zinchenko?
Excited, happy, statement signing. We've signed some good players in this window, and this guy for me is up there. And considering what we paid for him, this is a steal. I've been talking to like quite a few Man City fans, since while the signing was going on, and obviously and after the signing, they're absolutely sick to the skin that this guy has left Man City. Absolutely gutted. This player, I'm trying to think what he's going to do when he comes to Arsenal. But what can he bring to Arsenal? First thing he's going to bring leadership, right? Because this guy is a leader. Yeah, from what I've been hearing, this guy is captain of Ukraine, and by all accounts, on the football pitch, this guy is the man in the dressing room at Man City, who's the shouter, who goes in and pulls them to one side. He's the man on the pitch that says, do this, do that, you're doing this, do that. And if they don't do it, he calls them out in the dressing room after. This is what I'm getting. This guy is a massive, massive player for Arsenal. He is a winner. He's won Premiership titles. He's won 4 Premiership titles. Last season, he got 12 assists with 2 goals. This guy ain't coming in, right? This guy, as much as I like Granit Xhaka, this guy can take his place in midfield. But this is what's great, because all I've wanted is competition in that midfield, right? He can play midfield, and I've been told the reason why he's coming is because of that midfield position. But him as a player himself, he's just an all-action, can do the lot. And the one thing that the word he is a leader, he is leadership. Champions Leagues he's played in, right until like the Champions League finals. Apparently, in a couple of Champions Leagues runs, he was the man who played every single game, and this is the man for us. I don't know where he's going to play. He can certainly play in midfield. He can ping balls, on a sixpence. He's one of these players that can pick the ball up in the midfield, go ping, 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 both sides of the foot, both feet, any side of the pitch. He had a fantastic relationship with Gabriel Jesus. I could go on and on and on. But the leadership that this geezer's going to show in the dressing room, the fact that this guy is a winner and won Premiership after Premiership, can only benefit Arsenal. And I just don't think this geezer's going to come in and be someone who's sitting on the bench. I think he may come in to start on the bench, but I don't think he's going to be long. Once he gets in, I feel this guy's going to stay in. As I said, Man City fans, who want to speak to, absolutely gutted, sick to skin.
Yeah, very good signing. Jerome, what's your thoughts on the sign of Zinchenko?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I don't know if people saw what Kyle Walker said about him. I don't know when he said it, but he was asked in an interview who are the 3 most technically gifted players at Man City, and I mean, he's got a lot of players to choose from there, and he named Zinchenko in his top 3. He said Zinchenko, Mahrez, and Bernardo Silva. So not even De Bruyne. So, and Kyle Walker has been at Man City with some amazing players. And for him to say that is a big old statement. I think what he's going to do, Zinchenko, I think he's going to be technically too good to leave out of the side. Yeah, he will either play in midfield or will play at left back. And I think it'll become very apparent when we see him play how good he is. Now at left back, if he plays at left back, something that our left backs haven't got, which is what this guy's got, is the technical ability Tavares is the athlete with the physical pace and power. Tierney is the solid, hard-working left back, doesn't get beaten defensively. What we haven't had at left back is someone that is very technical, can keep the ball very well, is super comfortable on it. I think that's what he will bring if he goes into left back. I think he plays more in midfield for the Ukraine than Man City.
Yeah.
But amazing options. And like Steve said as well, to get him for that price, I mean, we're not getting like Man City's casts off it.
No.
And also, this Man City team, let's face it, is probably easily one of the best teams we've ever seen play football. So to even be in their squad, you've got to be a decent player. And he's played a lot of minutes for Man City.
Yeah.
And obviously, Arteta knows him very well. I believe he was also. I know he's been. I don't know how true this is, but he's been pictured in like an Arsenal shirt when he was younger. That might come out perhaps in one of the interviews that he does. He might mention that maybe. But to up our technical level in our squad, this is a fantastic signing. And I think because he's Premier League proven as well, I think he'll hit the ground running, just like Jesus.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's early days. It's early days, and it's probably a big statement to make. But this guy could be captain of Arsenal. He's got that. He's got that about him. He's got that in his game. For someone in the dressing room who you would respect. I mean, how could you argue with Zinchenko, someone who's done what he's done? Who goes in the pitch at half time and says, "Oh, you should be doing this. You should be doing that. You should be doing this." You've seen him talk about his country about the Ukraine. You've seen how passionate and how strong he talks out. What a good talker he is. He's respected by all the Man City players. You've just heard Jerome say there about what Kyle Walker says about him. Everybody's got everything I've heard about what people have said about him is good, and he's captain material for me. His leadership is second to none. What I've been told by Man City fans, and you've only got to look at, as I said, he's won everything. He's won everything domestically. He's captain of his country. I think it's absolutely good. And he could be captain material for me. I really think so. Because, there ain't Odegaard's taking it, but a couple of years' time, who knows? I think he'll be give it 6 months, and we talk about like a captain in the dressing room. Like I think you mentioned it the other week, Kieran. I think he'll be it. I'll go that far. I think he's got that much about him. But one more thing. I've also been told that his reason why that Man City didn't want to sell him, and the reason why he really wants to come to Arsenal is because Arteta has promised to play him in midfield or give him time in midfield because that's where he wants to play.
All right. Yeah, let's go to some of these comments. What's it saying? Arteta's bringing in the right caliber of players, leaders and players that want to win. We've had some quality players over the last 10 years, but now we're getting players with spirit and backbone. Yeah, fully agree, Johnny. Jonathan says that his full name and mouthful to pronounce it is, I think it's Alexander, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so not too bad, but yeah. All right, so let's do a transfer update quickly. Steve, I saw something in here which I know has already been dismissed, but obviously I think Joshua must have missed it. Gabriel links to Juventus.
No, mate, you got more chance of him growing his hair back probably than him going to Juventus. So
I thought that he had a word with Rob Holding, and it was. I thought I saw some lines in there to put in. Maybe I didn't.
I don't know. Yeah. It's an absolute. It's a joke. If
I see sense. That's not something in there that says 40 million. Like, why would Arsenal ever sell Gabriel for 40 million to Juventus?
No, it's not. I see quite something funny where like the bid come in through a fax machine, and then Arsenal just shredded
straight
it
into
instantly.
the shredder. Yeah, it went straight into the shredder.
And that's what more it is. So Joshua, if you're worried, don't worry. It's not happening. Gabriel's going nowhere. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, obviously we've seen the sign of Alexander Zinchenko. But there were rumours this morning that he's potentially opting to stay. Steve, where was that written?
Well, funny enough, it was written in the Sun by a journalist called I think his name's Martin Blackburn. And I think he's
Shut up, that geezer. Yeah. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I can't stand. I can't stand his brother Tony. I just think he's a right twat. He is. He was DJ I've ever met in my life.
Is it his brother?
I don't know.
It's made it up.
Yeah, so it's the heat. It's the heat. It's getting to me. But yeah, it came from him. And again, it was like, I don't know, what can you say? It was just someone making up fake news, someone who wanted to put something on the back of their page because they needed to fill something up. And you just got quite a few City accounts grab on it and decide to whack it out like this morning. But yeah, I mean, I knew it was all signed, done and dusted. So as soon as I see it, I just dismissed it straight away. And I think I even put a tweet out saying so. So yeah. Just, I don't know why they do it. Why do they say these silly things? I don't know.
Clickbait. Any news on any outgoings? Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Torreira, Pablo Mari, Hector Bellerin.
Well, the only one I've got at the moment is Lucas Torreira, who's Valencia have made an offer for him for the wanting, but we're in the same situation with Valencia, just the same as we are with with Fulham, and what Arsenal are doing. They're not letting Arsenal, which is a good thing. They're not letting Arsenal players go for nothing, and they're saying they're turning man and saying, "Well, we'll keep you then, and you can stay then if they're not going to offer us the right money." But yeah, no, Valencia are after Torreira, but unless Arsenal want, I think that they want 20 million, then I don't know what'll happen for him. I think he'll go. I think by the end of the window he will go, and the Leno one will get sorted as well. But there's nothing really sort of substantial or advanced in any of the others at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see what happens.
I think his agent came out and said that he's sorted out a deal with Valencia. He'll be going to Valencia. We've got a pre-agreement with Valencia, but that's the player with an agreement with Valencia. Nothing to do with Arsenal with Valencia. And if they're not going to willing to pay the money that Arsenal want, then what's the point? Too long. We gave away players for 2 seasons. The final straw for me was giving away Aubameyang for free. You can't keep giving away players. We obviously sent out a message where teams felt like they could just give Arsenal meaty bids, meaty offers, next to no money or no money at all. We'll take it off your hands. Like, come on. Nah. And the players should know that as well. The players should be looking at the clubs and being like, I'm worth more than nothing. Like, put some money in your pocket. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just as Yuri Tillemans as well. Yuri Tillemans is still ongoing. Talks is still happening. We've had sort of quite a few sets of talks with him now. And Brendan Rodgers came out, a couple of days ago and says we've tried to offer him new contracts, but he's just refusing to sign. So Arsenal have made their bid, but they still haven't heard back from Leicester yet. And the reason why that is that they're trying to get him to sign a new contract, but Tillemans has turned around and said, I want to leave, and talks are broke down again, which were confirmed by Brendan Rodgers a couple of days ago.
All right, sweet. He confirmed that he won't be signing a new deal. He said there's no updates, didn't he?
Yeah. Where do you think now, Jerome? Where do you think, is there anywhere else? Or both your kids, did you think, where else now is there? Where would you think? Because we've done really well in this window, haven't we? And you think now, would you be happy with where we are now, or do you still think there's a position that somewhere where we could bring in?
I think Zinchenko could also play left wing, Connie. So it kind of covers a multitude of positions, but then you've not got. It's a tough one because if you're bringing in a player that can play 3 positions, he's only one player. So if Tierney's out, he plays in Tierney's position. Then you've not got him for that midfield role, and we still need a midfielder in that case. So it's like if you brought him in for midfield, then you need left back. So this problem, it's all well and bringing in a utility player, but he's not the player that's going to fit in that position that you need. He's a utility player for me. And
I see what you mean.
I don't think you're bringing in Zinchenko if he only plays as a central midfielder.
That's a great point, actually. It's a great point.
Case. I think I'd still like to see a Tielemans because I think that Arsenal will play in play formations with false nines, one up top with 2 attacking midfielders. I just don't see us. I don't see us going out and bringing in another centre forward.
No.
And it's unless a winger falls on our lap, which is what we want and is a perfect fit. I don't see us going out to buy a winger. I think they try and get rid of Pepe and try and get rid of the Deadwood. And other than that, I'd still like to see Tielemans come in. I'd still like to see Tielemans come in because again, I don't see El Neni and Xhaka as long term. 2 seasons, maybe not 3-4 seasons. And I do see Tielemans as a player that can come in and be that.
He was popping it about though, weren't he? Against Everton, El Neni. Chip balls over the top.
And then he was very good when he came on. Of all the players that came on in that second half, El Neni was a shining light. Eddie Nketiah, once again, I think he's a player that I'm more and more impressed with every time I see him. He's transferred what he's like in training to what he's like in a game now, and he's continued that from last season. Even though he's not a starter, he's still coming in, and he seems more effective, and you're a bit more sort of. You're a bit more at ease when Eddie comes on, and you were previously because you know he can bang a goal as well. You know he's got that work that Gabriel Jesus does, that press and that pushing people, not even waiting for people to make a mistake. You're forcing people to make a mistake, which is really good. So like I said, I'd like to see.
What do you think, Jerome? Do you think we need someone?
Being greedy. After Zinchenko would be a midfielder and maybe a winger, but that'd be a lot of business done, wouldn't it? So I don't think that will happen. But it depends. Like you said before, it depends if we get rid of any of these, get rid of anyone basically.
There's a lot in there. There's
surplus, isn't they? There's surplus to requirements.
See, my thought on it is if you don't think they're part of the plan, then whatever you can get. Just take whatever you can get, basically.
It gets to a point where I think you've got to think that. It does get to a point. Look, I'm with you, with Jerome there. Look, we can't say we can't give these players away for free, then have them sitting on the books for 12 months and give them away on the free. If it's coming towards the last week of the transfer window, it's call everyone's bluff and sell it to the highest bidder and just get them out.
Because not only have you then got players that you don't really want, it's then stopping you from bringing players in that you do want. It's like a double whammy.
But what would you take for these players though? Because would you just get rid of them? Would you just think, let's get the wages off the books? Let's get them because I was thinking today, there's surplus to requirements, aren't they? Really, they're just gonna, they're lucky to even get on the bench as a substitute.
Like for example, Bellerin for me, he's gone down. He's gone downhill so far that you just wherever someone bids a couple of £1 million, fine, just get rid of him and get his wages off the bill. He's not going to play and he's not going to do. He's finished, Ben. He's properly finished. So wherever you can get for him, take.
He's still worth money though, isn't he, Bellerin? That's the only. I know what you're saying, Jerome, but he's still worth money, isn't he? Do you think?
I think you got to let. I think you got to let your pride like an ego, leave that at the door, because in an ideal world, you'd love to get 10, 15 million for Bellerin, but he's finished, and so just get whatever you can, get whatever you can.
But for me,
and if he wasn't finished, why is no one offering decent money for these players? They're obviously not worth it.
Yeah, no, I agree to a certain extent. I just think that there's you got to think for me, you got to think on a scale of what level of clubs are going to buy or need a right back. If you're talking about top 6 to top 10, who needs a right back? And who's willing to pay? One, Hector Bellerin is 120 grand a week or whatever he's on, and two, the 10 million that Arsenal want for him. Now, I think that people would pay the 10 million that Arsenal want for him, but it's the 120 grand because we're now down to about 8th or 9th position that actually needs a right back. And it's one of those things. It's like Arsenal searching for a striker, and like there's not many of that ilk of striker around. I think players like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think just get him off the books. For me, get him off the books. Like, he would bring nothing to the team, and in fact, I think to a certain extent, sometimes he brings negativity with people dismissing. Yeah, because if his missus is sending text messages. On social media and putting stories asking why Ainsley Maitland-Niles got man the match for playing against flipping West Brom and why ain't he playing against Man United and starting. Like, you tell her to keep it quiet and stay away from this.
He's never smiling, is he? He's never got a smile on his face, and
I just feel like
brings negativity.
I just feel like Arteta sort of spell it out to everyone. He asked to leave in January. He got his move in January. He went to Roma and did nothing. No, that was a Jose Mourinho that wanted him, and he did nothing. And Jose Mourinho has now said, "Good luck with what." You did rubbish, mate. You're not good enough. So get him off the books. Get him out.
It's the same with Reece Nelson, isn't it, Kieran? Do you know what I mean? He's the same. I feel a little bit more sorry for Reece Nelson, because I know he's got ability, because I've seen it, but as an Arsenal player, it's just not going to happen, is it? Just
not for me, not for Reece Nelson. But like with Reece Nelson, it's like the one thing you do like to hear is he realises that he wasn't putting it in at Arsenal. He wasn't working hard enough because in his time at final, he didn't get the start that he thought he would probably get when he first got there. Had to work his way into the team, and then ended up getting mentored by Robin van Persie, who was basically like, "You're not training hard enough. You got to train harder. You got to put it in. You got to put in them extra hours. Because if you want to be even have a sniff of the first team, you ain't going to get that by coming in training when you're meant to and then leaving as soon as training's finishing. Like, you've got to put in the hours. Like, that's it."
See, I think these players like you Maitland-Niles and your Bellerin especially, they give you the impression that they should be playing, and they think they should be playing. And if they're not playing, they sort of spread negativity amongst the team, and that's something that we don't need, and Arteta don't need. That's why you got someone with less ability like Mohamed Elneny, who but just spreads positivity in the team. And when he knows what he's about, he knows he's not going to be a starter every week, but he knows that when Arteta needs him, he brings his on, so he comes on and he does a job. But you can't rely on that from Bellerin and Reece Nelson. And next season, Arsenal, we're going to be going in for a lot of competitions, and you don't need players like that in your squad. It's bad. It's not good. It's a new era. So, yeah.
All right. Matthew White says, Matthew, looks like a new name. You press that subscribe button, Matthew. Have you guys seen Ornstein saying we need to departure before getting Tielemans? Who do you think we should sell? For me, Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Torreira. Easy. They're easy wins, mate. Easy wins. And if they're the two players that Arsenal need to get rid of to bring in Tielemans, then so be it. It doesn't even come as a fault. It's not even should we or shouldn't we. It's just do it. Because they're not part of the squad. They're not part of, they're Arsenal players. They're contracted to Arsenal, but they're not good enough to play for Arsenal.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I didn't know that. I find it a little. Did he put that on Twitter? I mean, I'll have to ask him. I'm gonna put that question to him and see what he says. But I find that a little bit hard to believe. I mean, if he did quote it, then obviously it must be true. But we had 65 million to spend. We was trying to get Rafinha, so that surprises me a little bit. That one.
All right. And finally, All or Nothing Amazon documentary coming up soon. 4th of August. The trailer was out today. It looks gripping. Steve, what's your thoughts on it?
I can't wait. I just like, when's this out? August the 4th.
August the 4th.
Yeah. The only thing I keep looking at is there's going to be a point in this documentary where we're going to go.
Yeah, it was like it started off down there, went up here, just was nice and level. Then it started to go up again. Then it got up here, and then all of a sudden it just absolutely plummeted.
But you can't help but be excited by it, and it doesn't surprise me that Arsenal are doing it because they've obviously asked Mikel Arteta if he minds, and obviously he don't mind because Man City done one, a couple of years ago. But obviously that was a little bit more successful than like our season when we're going to do it. But it's I can't wait. It's good. It's exciting for the fans. It'd be great to see what goes on in the dressing room. Hear Mikel Arteta talk. So I can't wait. I'm excited for it. I just looking forward to the bit where we go on that absolute slump at the end of the season when. I might have to stop watching then, but I don't know. But excited, mate. I think it's great. I think it's great. I'm sure every Arsenal fan's going to be watching it. All
right. Jerome, looking forward to the Amazon All or Nothing.
Mate, that trailer that has properly whetted the appetite.
Isn't it? Oh my god! It was like, oh my god! I watched it twice back to back. I was like, nah, this is again. Quality.
Yeah, and the song as well. Like the song that went along with it towards the end. Great song as well. It's a good soundtrack to it. But yeah, mate, I think Arteta's going to come across very well in this. I mean, he comes across well when he speaks, doesn't he? But I just think that you're going to get a really good insight. Into the sort of way he deals with the players.
He's like captivating, isn't he? He's like, I can't think of the word. He's like grippy. You just want to watch him.
Yeah. Like for us fans, like I think I might have said this before, like a fly on the wall documentary. It's like what we want. It's what we want to see. We want to see what goes on. How all we see really is the players on whenever it is Saturday or Sunday play. And then see a few training clips, and that's about it. Like this is like you'll hear them chatting amongst each other. I think it'd be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and there will be skeptics, and there will be people obviously people in the game that will say, "Look, this is not what goes on behind the scenes. This is the filtered version because you don't want to see what's going on behind the scenes." Like,
there's a bit of that.
I'll take a filtered version. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to see what goes behind the scenes because do you know what I mean? The majority of people their brains would not be able to hack what actually goes on a football pitch, because they'd be like, he had an argument with him today. He don't like him. She don't like him. Like, it would be a nightmare. And the amount of nonsense that would be going around social media because so-and-so looked at someone funny or so-and-so went in a hard tackle and then they said a few words afterwards. That's football. I'll
tell you what,
football and then their best mates the next week.
But the Man City one, Kieran, there was offs in that. You had Pep saying you effing this, you shitting that, you're rubbish. What was that? You were useless today. I see him ever going at John Stones, and John Stones like caring like that away from Pep. Where are you going? Get back here.
But I think,
it's brilliant.
I think what we will see is a side to Mikel Arteta, which we don't. We see a very composed Mikel Arteta just before you feel like he's going to lose his rag. You see a Mikel Arteta after a game where Arsenal have not just lost, but lost like they're badly, like their fault. Like, and you can see him bubbling. Like you see him walking down the tunnel at half time, like furious, and then the players come out and they've switched it back on and they've turned it on. Like we actually get to see what was said in the changing room, and we get to see the side of him, the hairdryer side, which I want to see.
I think we know he's got it. I think we know he's
it.
got it. But we just, as you say, we just want to see it, don't we? You know, yeah, because there's nothing better than your manager telling the players that what they've done and what they should be doing. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. All right, that is all we have time for because I'm literally there's a puddle of sweat by my feet. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's disgusting. Like I need to leave this room. There's no fan. It's got to be 60 plus in this chair. Like not a good look. All right. Nice, Walter. Thank you very much. It's a lifesaver. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Absolutely buzzing in the comment section. If you are new to the show, press that subscribe button. If you are a regular, press that like. And all of you, go and press that share button and just press the copy button. Like I said, you ain't got to share it. Just press the copy button because that, if you think about it, it works the same as a share. So if you ain't got to do anything further on. All right. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight, Steve.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, pleasure as always.
And thank you for joining us tonight, Jerome.
Yeah, of course. Cheers. Thanks.
All right. And peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.